What's going on YouTube? Florida Man Knives here with a quick unboxing video, but wanted to do a quick wrist check before I get started here. Got the Seiko Samurai Save the Ocean Great White Special Edition. Really excited about this unboxing. This knife was super hyped up and really talked about in the knife community these past few days, really week and a half or so, ever since it was announced that it would be released. There you can see right here, it's going to be a Knifejoy exclusive, and it's obviously going to be a Spyderco. Wow, all right, here we go. You can see it's going to be the Slysz Bowie and M390. Again, Knifejoy exclusive. There it is. Just, wow. I'm so unbelievably excited about this thing. Double wrapped. Look at that. You got the bubble wrap and you got the clear plastic wrap right here. Of course, you can see this is going to be, again, a limited edition Knifejoy exclusive with these blue anodized titanium scales and Bowler M390. Huge thank you to Knifejoy. Wow, I just never thought I'd be able to own this knife. Again, the Slysz Bowie or Bowie, however you want to say it, man, the secondary prices on the original model are ridiculous. And yeah, so big thank you to Knifejoy. Before I get into it, they will be releasing these again and, upcoming drops, as well as different variations in the upcoming future. So, wow, here we go. All right. This is by far, hands down, the most expensive knife I've ever purchased. And you can see there's a little bit of discoloration around the pocket clip. I've seen that on some other reviews, but wow. Man, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and just lightly, there we go, rub that off. There's the blue anodized titanium. Of course, you got a little protective clear sticker there under the clip. And you know what, not gonna sell this thing, at least not right away for sure. I don't really sell my knives, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that off here. And there we go. A little bit of residue, all right. Man, there's the lock side, and opening it up, it's already so smooth. Woo, okay. Wow. I'm just unbelievably excited right now, everyone. The first thing I want to address is going to be the ergonomics. So my big concern with this knife is that I was not going to like it ergonomically. I do have, pretty large hands, extra large to extra large, depending on the glove size. Now that is predominantly due to the length rather than the thickness. So I was generally concerned though about this handle right here. And I have to say ergonomically, it is literally perfect. So if you have extra large hands, this will be perfect for you. And then anything smaller, of course, you're going to love it. Wanted to address that because that was my only concern about really keeping this knife. Let's see if you can, yep, you can Spidey flick it. It's definitely going to be a little bit more challenging than a typical Spyderco. As you can see, the hole is half exposed there, but that leads me to the fit and finish of this knife. Of course, the original model was so renowned for the fit and finish. Again, this is going to be a Taichung, Taiwan Spyderco. You can see right there, M390. Wow. Deep carry wire pocket clip, and you can see, again, perfect fit and finish, blade centering, spot on. Excuse me. Man, you do have a full flat grind here, belt satin finish here, as opposed to the polished or mirrored stonewash that came on the original. That was the huge complaint on this guy, besides the price, of course, when this was released, or announced that it was going to be released, I should say. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm going to keep this knife, I've decided, and I plan on using it, so not too concerned about that. And then I don't mind the blue at all. You can see with the oils in my hands, it's already starting to change color. Really excited to see how this thing will look in, obviously several months, just long term in general. But man, that is really smooth. All right. It's not going to be super drop shutty if that's what you're concerned about. At least not out of the box, but man, it flies open. You know, you can definitely Spidey flick it. The man, this nice crowned edge, 3/4 of the blade is crowned right here. You can see that it's just so smooth, spectacular work there. Love the fit and finish right there on the point. You know, they could have just easily kind of just done a single line there and then crowned it off afterwards, but you can see that's just perfectly rounded out there. Man, the jimping right here, I have read and seen in some videos it's going to be a little bit more aggressive than the original model. That is because they did not stonewash this. You know, that's going to be a complaint for some people. For me, I actually prefer it this way. I'm a huge fan of aggressive jimping. In general, I just like aggressive texturing. You know, this knife is going to be obviously very smooth everywhere else, so I don't mind that at all. You know, your grip is not going anywhere, especially with that super aggressive jimping there. You do have a G10 backspacer here, so that could be a complaint for some people. You know, I really like it. I think it looks really nice with this knife. And man, let's get into the specs of this thing. So you are going to have an overall length of 7.79 inches. You're going to have a blade length of 3.42 inches, as you can see right there, just under 3.5. And then you're going to have a handle length of 4.37, excuse me. So, you know, it's going to be a good EDC size, not going to be the largest, not the smallest. Fair bit of cutting edge there is going to be 3.14 inches of cutting edge with a nice sharpening choil. And then of course the blade thickness, not going to be the slimmest, but still, you know, robust enough for EDC tasks, coming in at 0.138 inches. Again, Bowler M390 steel, which is just a spectacular EDC steel. You know, super steel in my opinion. Man, gotta get used to the Spidey flick for sure. But yeah, I'm not worried about that at all compared to the XHP that came on the original. I do have XHP on this Native Chief, which is incredible. So, you know, I like the stainless compositions of the M390. Of course, the edge retention is ridiculous. I'm a huge fan of 20 CV, and this is going to be obviously virtually the same. Yeah, no complaints there, no complaints on the blue. This is my first Slysz Bowie that I've ever handled, so I did want to note that. Again, never thought I'd be able to own this at all. This is a dream come true for me. I love everything from Marcin, I don't know how you say it, the Polish custom knife maker, Marcin Slysz. All of his knives, you know, are just amazing. The Techno and Sway back, and of course the Bowie. For me, I've had a couple of Spyderco grails for a long time, this being one of them, and then of course the Nirvana. Never thought I'd be able to own either of them, so wow, I'm just blown away. You know, some more specs on this thing, with my old dirty scale here coming in at 4.23 ounces at the weight, so under the 4.3 ounces that it is listed at online. But man, I just can't stop flicking this thing out. And you know what's funny? Usually much prefer to do a Spidey flick. Don't really like thumb flicking my knives, but for whatever reason, this just, I don't know, it feels really nice. I think it's because of the cutout. It's just perfect. You can see it's like 50, man, the fit and finish, it's just phenomenal. Now for reference, everyone, if you're not familiar with my channel, as I said, this is by far the most expensive knife I own. So, you know, let's bring out some other knives for comparison's sake. You're going to have the Paramilitary 2. This one's going to be a DLT trading exclusive. You've got the DLT trading exclusive Spyderco Capara and 20 CV. We'll throw that one up there. And then as I'm moving the Knifejoy sticker, really love them and their exclusives. Here's going to be their exclusive Para 3 lightweight and 20 CV. Yeah, phenomenal Spydercos right here. For some size comparisons, you can see the Slysz Bowie or Bowie is going to be great in the pocket. Thickness wise, you can see right here compared to the PM2, it's definitely going to be a little bit thinner there. Bringing out a couple of other Spydercos, you've got the Endura. That's going to be virtually the same there. And then lengthwise, you're going to be definitely longer, of course, on the Endura and on the Native Chief than you will be on this absolutely gorgeous Knifejoy exclusive Slysz Bowie. But man, I could not be happier. The weight on this thing, you know, a little bit heavier, I suppose, than what I'm used to. I definitely do prefer lightweight knives in general. Here's going to be the Dragonfly to Salt, just for, you know, comparison, because it is kind of fun to get it out there. Keeping it in the Spyderco family and the lightweight lineup, you've got the lightweight Manix 2, one of my all-time favorites, and then one of my new favorites for sure is going to be the Spyderco Siren. So really, you know, just a good broad range of Spyderco knives to compare it to here. Not the full collection, but, you know, pretty close to it. And then just to switch it up to show that I'm not biased towards just one brand, even though I am, of course, a fanboy of Spyderco, bringing out the Benchmade Bug Out and then the Hoke Mini RSK G2 from Doug Ritter. You know, one thing I wanted to note as I am comparing these knives, one of the greatest things about the Slysz Bowie is going to be the titanium scales. And, you know, you might be like, okay, yeah, woohoo, titanium scales, that's super typical, but this is going to be machine titanium. They're contoured, just like the Contour G10 actually on this Spyderco Capara here. This thing is going to feel ultra comfortable in the hand. You know, it's got these nice convex curves across, so it's not going to be flat compared to, let's say, this Zero Tolerance 0460, which I absolutely love, but in the hand, I mean, you're definitely going to notice this. Hits my hand there, but already do notice it. I mean, every time I hold it, I just laugh and smile. Wow. Yeah, so, you know, I just want to address the you know, the rest of the specs here before I get into some of the comments that were going around on the knife community. Of course, deep carry wire pocket clip, hands down my all-time favorite pocket clip in general, and from Spyderco. Close runner-up would be an MXG deep carry clip, but, you know, just love this thing. Full flat grind, so it's going to be super slicey. Again, the crown edge right here, phenomenal. Really like that. Just, man, fit and finish is fantastic. Definitely super sharp edge right here. Let's check it. Wow. Definitely razor sharp. That was a lot more hair than I was really looking to take off, but anyways, of course, the Knifejoy exclusive blue anodized titanium scales. And then getting into it before I address the price, is going to be the Reef integral lock, and the price $400. Okay, so before anyone talks about the comparisons between this and the old one, you got to address inflation. You know, several years later, I mean, that one was what, $50 less. So in my opinion, you're getting a little bit better of a steal. I know there's going to be XHP fanboys out there, but again, my opinion, and that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I don't really care about anyone's opinion on this thing, because it's going to make people happy. You know, a lot of people, this is going to be their all-time grail knife that they would have thought, you know, if they were to try and get it, they would have had to pay, I don't know, $800 for it, and they would never do that. So the fact that they were able to bring this back not only once, but on a repetitive cycle, you know, repetitive drops in the upcoming future, you know, just a huge shout out to Knifejoy for making that happen, putting down however much they needed to do so. But yeah, that's, at the end of the day, you know, if you're not happy with this knife for whatever reason, just be thankful that they brought it back. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's cool. And I'm sure there are plenty of other knives that are out there. And, you know, same thing goes if you're going to compare this to other knives that are from, you know, quote unquote, more superior manufacturers. Again, this is my most expensive knife, so I'm not going to say that this is better than any of the others in the same price range. You know, I still definitely consider a Sebenza to be my probably all-time grail knife behind the Nirvana from Spyderco. Honestly, just waiting for them to release it in S45. But yeah, so I'm not saying this is going to be better or worse. It's just about whether it makes you happy or not. I always like to refer to the car saying miles per gallon. You know, it might not be the most fuel efficient, but if it makes you happy as you're driving it, you know, that's what's important. And same thing with this. You know, it's not about whether or not it's worth it, or, you know, better or worse than another knife in its quote unquote price range. It's about whether or not it's going to put a smile on your face. And, you know, if you're able to get one of these, I'm really genuinely excited for you. I'm sure you all experienced the same thing I did when you were trying to purchase this, where the site pretty much crashed and you had to refresh it 1,000 times. And for me, you know, I showed payment went through, you know, with my bank account, but didn't get the email confirmation for a while until, I don't know, it was like a day or two later, I want to say. But, you know, just not knocking Knifejoy there. That just shows the hype around this knife and how many people wanted it. So, you know, thanks to Knifejoy for making this happen. And, you know, good luck to everyone on the next drop. If you were unable to get this, please, you know, unless you really just, yeah, I'm not going to try that right now into the camera, but unless you really got the money to spend, please don't fuel the secondary market of, you know, just crazy inflated prices. You know, if you want to buy it for a little bit of a retail to account for shipping, you know, that's fine, but don't go paying $800 for this knife, please. It's just not good for the industry. And yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to handle this knife, you know, see if it's worth it for them to keep long term, and then maybe sell it. And, you know, that's completely okay, of course. I'm not saying, you know, anyone has to, you know, keep their knives forever or anything. They can do whatever they want. But, you know, that's just my opinion on it and my 2 cents. And man, I just could not be happier. Yeah, blown away with this thing. Just, to me, so worth it. Again, makes me happy. And wow, thank you Knifejoy, and thank you Spyderco. I can't wait to see what's coming in the future. You know, if they're able to bring this to the market, what else will be coming? You know, and what other variants of this will be coming? Will they be bringing back XHP? Will they be bringing back the mirror stonewash finish? I don't know. I'm sure they'll, you know, be coming back with some sort of variants of the anodizing, you know, maybe a half gray and half blue, or maybe they'll just go back to their regular standard titanium. I know that a lot of people would prefer that, but, you know, you can easily remove the blue anodizing here if you so desire. But man, this is just absolutely incredible. I already love the way it's changing colors. So yeah, up here on camera, just right before I finish this video up, man, I cannot get enough of this thing. Wow, phenomenal. Yeah, I'm blown away. I see why it's, well, I see the hype behind it. Again, the first one I've ever handled. I completely understand it. Of course, everyone knows Nick Shabazz is a huge fan of this knife. Love his videos, but, you know, he's got smaller hands, or, you know, average size hands. And he'll admit that, of course. So I always, you know, will take his opinions with a grain of salt, relatively speaking, as far as ergonomics goes. Everything else, of course, completely agree with what he says, but I'm just like, okay, you know, if he loves it, you know, that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be perfect for me, but this one is. Yeah, wow, really just can't say enough about this thing already. You know, just to bring out some other blue knives for color comparison, this is going to be the stone gray version. As I said, the Knifejoy exclusive Para 3 lightweight. There you can see them next to each other. Got the Ontario Wraith Ice Glacier series right there, which is going to be more of a true blue. But man, yeah, loving my blue knives right now. And then to bring out the teal, here's the Delica. You did see the teal Enduro earlier in the video, but yep, man, just I'm so excited right now. Can't stop smiling. Here's a blue-gray Spyderco Meerkat, and yeah, I'm going to be wrapping this thing up so I can go fidget with this endlessly for the rest of the night, but wow. You know, let me know what you think in the comments below. You know, maybe there'll be some negative comments. I sure hope not. You know, I'm just really happy that this knife was released. And again, if it's not for you, then that's understandable. I'm going to be honest. I'm sure in my opinion, there are a lot of other knives out there that are probably way better than this for the money. But it's all about what makes you happy, and yeah, just blown away. Thanks for watching, and just recently hit 100 subscribers actually, so just wanted to say thank you again for that as well. With this Taichung Taiwan, Slysz Bowie, Spyderco, man, and M390. Wow. Thanks for watching.